Hello everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and I'm back today with the double rotating Beads of the Month Club for January 2020. This is the one I received this month. It happens to be the Fire Polish Club. So there's a sneak peek of what we're going to be looking at, some beautiful blues and greens, and my theme this month is called Gazing Pond. And of course we have the list of everything that's included right on the front. And I also have the Findings Companion Pack. This is an additional add-on that you can choose to add on to your subscription if you'd like to. And there's no additional shipping charge if you choose to do that. Beads of the Month Club, I've been sharing these subscriptions for over a couple of years, so I have lots and lots of videos going through all the specifics of this club. And with the rotating, you can rotate through all different types of beads, including the fire polish. They have seed beads, delicas, Swarovski crystal, 2-hole beads, hot and trendy. They have 6 different clubs, and you can also choose from 2 different sizes, either a single size or a double size, which is what you're seeing here. I'll leave the link to their subscriptions down below the video so you can check out their website for all the specifics, like what clubs they have to offer, the different pricing, and all of that. I also have a coupon code. It's Opal 10, and that will save you 10% off the first month of your first subscription. And I'll leave that down below as well. So let's go through the beads first. We saw some gorgeous blues and greens, and I will get organized and we'll go down this list one at a time. All right, so with the Fire Polish Club, these are high quality check glass beads, and you get all different shapes and sizes which change from subscription to subscription, but you'll get a great assortment that's also coordinated around a specific color theme. Now, if you use that coupon code OPAL10, that will alert them that you are one of my viewers, so they're gonna try to put you on the same rotation as me, and they try to match the theme they send you with the theme they sent me that month. Sometimes it doesn't always work that way, just in case they have limitation on certain stock and different things, but for the most part, that's how it works. But the first thing we're gonna get into here is the Aquamarine Bicone, 8mm, 24 pieces of those. So that will be this container right here. You can match it up by the little code they have on the label to what is on the list. And as you can see, we have a container of these beautiful bluish green turquoise sort of bicones. Let's take these out. And there's a few of them in my hand. You can see they're great quality. The holes are drilled very nicely to the point where they do not have sharp edges, so they are not as likely to cut your thread as some of the lesser quality ones, which is always nice. They're very uniform in their shape and have the beautiful facets that you'd expect from bicones, and are a great option for all different types of beading, whether it's bead weaving or stringing. And I think that's the case with the Fire Polish Club in general, because you're not getting the 2-hole beads or beads with even more holes than that, which are more specific to things like bead weaving. This is one of those clubs that fits a lot of different types of projects. The next item on our list says it's a transparent light green drop, 5x7mm, and 60 pieces inside. So that is this container right here. Beautiful little faceted drops. Lots of them inside. I'll take out some. And there's a few of these sparkly drops in my hand, just that light peridot green shade with the hole running up and down the length of the drop. So this bead shape introducing some of the green tone in the subscriptions theme. You can also see that these subscriptions come with these awesome reusable flip top containers. I use these all the time, so I'm always happy to get more of them. And that's the case with either the single or the double club. And you would still get 8 different types of beads, 8 containers. In the single club, it would just be about half the quantity that you see in the double club here. All right, our next item, it says it's light green Cathedral barrels, 50 pieces. So some more green, this time in a barrel shape. Let's take these out. There we go. So kind of that little cathedral shape too. Sometimes you see these with a wash on either end where the hole is. These are just completely translucent, just the same tone of light spring green all the way through the glass without any extra wash. And that little barrel shape, as you can see, that has some faceting, and it kind of graduates down to this smaller size cylinder on either end. Our next selection, it's a transparent light aqua oval, 4x6mm, 70 pieces. That would be these little guys, little sparkly, more blue toned glass oval beads. Also faceted, so nice and uniform, and also have that sparkle to them with those delicate cuts in the glass. And there's a little handful, just reminds me of some beautiful sparkling water I'd love to just jump right into. I love the name of this theme called Gazing Pond. It's very serene and definitely reminds me of some of those beautiful colors out in nature that you might see around a landscaped or upkept pond with a beautiful blue sky and the sparkling water, the different tones of green plants and foliage. I can just feel the warm sunshine right now. I don't know about you. That's wishful thinking. That's what that is. But that shade of blue definitely invokes a peaceful, calming, serene feel to me. I really like these. Also translucent glass seems to be a theme here. Next, we have some medium aqua drops in a 6x6.5mm size, and that would be these right here. Another shade of the gorgeous aqua blue, this time in a totally different type of drop shape. You can see these have a wider base and they're relatively short drops in comparison to their width. They also have the hole running through the length of the bead, and you can see how they are faceted even down towards the bottom where it gets a little bit flatter, and you can see that light shining through the glass. Then we're going to take a look at some Aquamarine AB rounds in 8mm. So we're going to have a special AB coating on this one. That's why you can see that gorgeous metallic rainbow of colors that is shimmering on the outside of this aquamarine glass. So these match up with the color of those bicones that we saw at first. Just stunning, right? That AB coating just takes them up a notch and really makes those facets stand out. These look really juicy. And it's yet another shape of fire polish to work with this month's subscription. And I like that they do include some rounds typically in the Fire Polish Club, but it's not full of rounds. I like getting a little collection of different shapes, like the different unique drops and bicones and all the other options that you can find as fire polish beads. So it's really a nice mix of items. Then we have some two-tone bright aqua silver rounds in a 4mm size. So that would be these. And these are absolutely stunning. Just stunning. This brings the whole color palette together with the blues and the greens and the translucent glass and the sparkly facets. Wow, right? Aren't these beautiful? Look how the light just reflects off of them, because some of these have little sections of metallic coating and some areas of the beads are clear or translucent, as you can see. And it's really a generous amount that you get in these containers, especially with the double clubs. It can be deceiving and look like a really small amount, but then when you start working with them in projects, you realize that a little bit goes a long way in a lot of cases. And then last, our full Vitrail Micro spacers in a 2x3mm size, and there's 300 of these little guys in this container. I am really excited about these because they are small. You can pop them into a wide variety of different projects. Use them as little spacers if you want to, and look how they reflect the light also with their metallic coating. When you take them out of the container and you just slightly move them around a little bit, they just shimmer so nicely. And I think they're a great accent to the blues and greens that we've already seen in this subscription. Gives you a little bit of a contrast color to work with. Not that you have to use all of these items together, but it is nice that they thought about that and have included another little accent. Also, one of our smallest beads of this month's theme. You can see that they're like a little barrel shape, and there's the facets that even these tiny little beads have. And this coating has various shades of gold and silver, even a little bit of magenta or copper, that make these a real feast for the eyes. So this has been another stunning, stunning Fire Polish Beads of the Month Club, in my opinion. All these different shapes and sizes really come together to make a very cohesive theme and give you a lot of variety to work with, especially if you really enjoy high quality check glass beads. So that's just one of the different subscription types that they have to offer, and each month the theme will change. So if this color palette isn't as exciting to you, the color palettes change every month and it's going to be a surprise. So you want to be a little bit open-minded about what you want to work with. And I happen to think it's always exciting to get something that you weren't expecting because it can push you out of your comfort zone. All right, so now that we've looked at the beads, we can take a look at the Findings Companion Pack that came along this month. This is the Antique Silver Assorted Pack. And again, we have a list of everything that's included. The different tones of metal and different colors of these findings will change every month as well. So it's a wonderful way to get a rotating collection of findings going in your stash. And these are also going to be very high quality findings, which go along with the types of beads that they send. And details like that are really important. So when we flip it over, you can see the antique silver tone. We have a lot of unique things to take a look at in here, it seems like. I can't wait to show you these first pendants that they've included. These are so unique, something unlike anything I've ever gotten. And they're called clear tube pendants, 24 by 12 millimeter. You get 2 of them to work with. They come on an eye pin, and you can take that little stopper off and you can fill these. Isn't that cool? So you just remove the stopper. These are like little bead caps, and then you can actually put something inside these clear little tubes. That is so unique. I mean, you could also use these as earrings if you'd like to. They include 2, so you could do that. And then when you're done filling these up, you just turn that into a little wire loop to attach to your other findings or whatever you're doing with them. Such a unique item. And that's what I can say too about these Findings Companion Packs, is that I feel like the items they send are just so unique and different from anything that I would have probably picked out on my own. And that can be very inspiring and also adds so many beautiful details to your work. Speaking of which, our next item is a Peacock Clasp, and it's like a toggle clasp. So you have the bird, which acts as the loop portion, and then you have the bar that goes along with that, which is like one of the peacock feathers. So there it is, absolutely gorgeous. Look at all the details in the feathers and the way it's shaped into a clasp. And there's a look at the back, so it's not double-sided. There's the loop where you connect it to your work. Really cool clasp to have to work with. We also have 2 S-hook clasps. I'm going to put one down here so you can see how that goes together with the S-hook, and then they give you the rings to go on either side to attach to your work. They have a very substantial feel, which is sometimes hard to come across in a video if you're not actually handling it yourself. They're the same on each side and just a little bit raised on either side too. So they have a little bit of dimension, reminds me of a ribbon. And can't you just picture that on a beaded necklace? Really great piece. They've also included some ear wires with teardrops is what they're called. There's 2 sets, so a total of 4 of them. And there's a look at the detail on the front of that ear wire. And there's the loop on the back where you can connect whatever you are adding to these. And again, just that very solid and well-crafted feel that higher quality findings have, as opposed to your mass-produced, lesser expensive ones. So I always feel like the value is there on the Findings Companion Pack. They really do put a lot of thought into what they're sending. And they also sent the stoppers to go along with the ear wires. And then next, they've included some jump rings to go along with these findings. So they've thought about that, how you need something to coordinate with the color of the antique brass set they've sent this month. And they usually do that with the Findings Companion Pack. They usually send jump rings that will coordinate with the other findings that you've received. They've also included 8 bead caps, and there's another stopper. 8 bead caps for 6 to 8 millimeter size beads, it says. And you can see the top of that, kind of a leafy or feathery detail, really goes nicely with the peacock themed items. And again, very substantial and lots of detail in these pieces. And then last up is a set of 6 2-inch long 21 gauge fancy head pins. You can see they kind of look like they have little crowns on the end. And the placement of the pin looks really good. They look nice and centered for the most part. They match our metal for this month and definitely coordinate with the theme and are so much more unique than just a straight head pin or an eye pin. These will look like a built-in bead cap on the bottom of whatever you're adding to them. So that is all I have for you guys today, the Findings Companion Pack and also the double rotating Fire Polish Beads of the Month Club. Again, I'll leave the link for their subscription down below the video as well as the coupon code OPAL10. So take advantage of that coupon if you want to give them a try, and check out all my past videos that I have in the Beads of the Month Club playlist. If you're not familiar with them, you can see all the different clubs there that they have to offer and see what they rotate through and get a really good feel for the types of things that they send. In addition to the beads and findings, they also send you a link each month to 3 new patterns that you can access on their special patterns page if you're a subscriber. So another nice perk to this subscription. And their customer service is fabulous. If you ever need anything, you can call or email them and they will get back to you in a very helpful and friendly manner. I'll be back again soon with the single clubs that I usually get for the 2-hole beads and the hot and trendy, so be on the lookout for that to see what I've gotten this month in those other subscriptions. And I want to give you guys a huge thank you for being with me. It's always a lot more fun for me to share these unboxings with you. I love to give you the opportunity to see if these different clubs are right for you because we're all different and enjoy different things. So hopefully this was helpful as well. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. I would appreciate that so much, and I'd love to have you subscribing as well, so don't forget to hit that button while you're here so you can be notified of when I am up to more beading video uploads. And feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this month's theme or anything else you'd like to say. I always love to hear from you. I'll be back again real soon, and until next time, I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and as always, happy beading.